Coming up on TCU Sports Now.
We have an update on those who committed to play TCU football.
And we also make a splash with TCU's swimming and dive team as they celebrate senior night. Hello and welcome to TCU Sports Now. I'm Evan Folan.
And I'm Kaitlyn Beckert.
21 football prospects have officially committed to play football for TCU. 18 of the signees are from Texas, and from those 18, 11 are from the Metroplex. The other 3 are from Louisiana. Scout.com ranks TCU's class as 26th in the country, which is the second highest class rating in school history.
Of those signees, some big names to look out for include 3-star wide receiver Cavante Turpin and 3-star offensive linebacker Mike Freeze. Freeze picked TCU over fellow Big 12 school Texas Tech.
Our Brad Hardcastle has more about TCU's recruiting class.
After all of TCU's recruits faxed in their national letters of intent, head football coach Gary Patterson spoke at a press conference to talk about TCU's newest signing class. He praised his recruits who committed before the Frogs' impressive 2014 campaign.
Yes, because I'll tell you one of the things I like as much about this class as I've liked about any class we've taken. This class, over half of them chose TCU when we were coming off the 4-8 season. And they didn't waver. Really excited. It's a very smart group. It's a very smart class as far as football smart.
Half of TCU's recruits who signed on Wednesday are from the Metroplex. Patterson said the switch to the air raid offense helped his coaching staff land more local recruits.
One of the reasons I changed as much as anything was recruiting. And really the skilled player position, I think it really helped us.
One of those local recruits is linebacker Samaji Thomas, who committed to TCU before last season. And the Southwest High School prospect said he didn't just commit to TCU because of the university's competitive football program.
It's reason because one is the education rate, the high graduation rate for TCU, and then also I like Coach Patterson and the way he sets up his defense.
Patterson also said staying close to home is a big plus for local recruits. Thomas said that, too, was another reason why he signed with the Frogs, despite receiving offers from football powerhouses like Oklahoma and Texas.
Being close to home is very important because, for one, a lot of my family members are on the Fort Worth Police Department, a lot of people that I know, and then I know a lot of alumni from TCU. So it was a good choice for me to stay in Fort Worth.
While Thomas says he's excited that the recruitment process is finally over, he said now he just has to work even harder.
Since it's over, I can finally start working on strengthening and getting ready for TCU for the next level.
Brad Hardcastle, TCU Sports Now.
Speaking of committing, former TCU defensive end Devontae Fields has officially committed to Louisville. Fields was separated from TCU before the 2014 season began after he was arrested for allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend. Fields, who is now a 5-star prospect at Trinity Valley Community College, will play his 2 seasons of remaining eligibility with the Cardinals. Defensive coordinator Dick Bumpus is retiring. The announcement was made Wednesday at the National Signing Day dinner. Bumpus has worked with football head coach Gary Patterson at 5 different schools. His coaching career has lasted almost 40 years. Bumpus joined TCU in 2004.
Women's basketball took a loss in Morgantown on Wednesday. The Frogs went down swinging but came up short in the second half with the final score 76-71. The loss brings the team's overall record to 13-8 and 5-5 in Big 12 play. The Frogs will hit the road and take on Texas Tech this Sunday. Tip-off is scheduled for 1 p.m.
The TCU women's tennis recruiting class is ranked number 24 by Tennis Recruiting Network. The Frogs earned the spot with the signing of 5-star recruit Marie Norris. Norris, a Kansas native, has been ranked among the nation's top 10 junior players.
The women's rifle team outshot both Nebraska and Navy last weekend. Junior Hannah Black led the team with 2 career-high shooting totals, which pushed the team towards victory. The final score had the Horned Frogs winning by 12 points over the Huskers, leaving the Midshipmen in last place. The team leaves tomorrow for Colorado Springs to take on the Air Force Academy.
The swimming and diving team had its last meet in its home pool on Friday. Our reporter Sarah Bruner has a story from the TCU Natatorium.
Their season may not be over, but the seniors on the TCU swimming and diving team had their last home meet on Friday. The women defeated the University of North Texas Mean Green, and the men had a showcase of their own.
Senior night, and they shined. I tell you what, it was, the ceremony before the meet was emotional. It was their last home meet after 4 years of swimming at TCU, and it was just a really great moment to remember for them and for me.
Seeing all of your teammates, so happy for you, and your parents meeting you at the end, it was overwhelming, but it was really, really special.
The Frogs won the contest with a score of 168 to 130. They placed first in 9 events, including the 200-yard medley relay, 200-yard butterfly, and 3-meter dive. Senior diver Courtney Cheek finished second in the 1-meter dive.
The 2 girl senior divers, we decided we just wanted to have fun. Over our past 4 years, we've discovered that the more fun we have at a meet, the better we perform, and it's just an overall better experience.
The men and women will travel to Austin to compete against Texas on Friday. After that, it's the Big 12 championship.
So going into conference, my goal is obviously to just race as hard as I can and just leave everything I have in the pool because it's my last time.
The conference meet will also be in Austin. Sarah Bruner, TCU Sports Now.
So Evan, you're a senior on the dive team. How was the senior send-off?
So much fun. It was great having my parents in the stands, and it was even better to see our women's team kick some butt.
I bet. Well, when TCU Sports Now returns, our own Samantha Kaitlyn will sit down with the student that holds the season's fastest 200-meter time in the world.
To TCU. TCU. Learning to change the world.
To give TCU a lead that's never topped.
Of all the storied traditions at TCU, academic excellence is the most enduring. TCU. Learning to change the world.
The men's golf team began spring tournament play today in Hawaii.
Hayes Clement is in studio to break down some of the squad's top performers. Hayes?
Thanks, Evan. 2 players on the men's golf team are trying to keep things competitive this spring.
Julian Brunt and Kelso Beckert were last year's top 2 individual performers for the Frogs. Brunt, the 3-time All-American, graduated in December and can focus entirely on the remainder of the season. He's won 9 collegiate tournaments, including the 2014 Big 12 Tournament Championship. Beckert is coming off his greatest showing for the Frogs, tying for 7th at the Quail Valley Intercollegiate last October. Both are competing in Hawaii at the Amar Ari Invitational, a tournament they played to a tie nearly 1 year ago. Beckert scored the best round, but Brunn was critical in the final day to help the Frogs to a 3rd-place finish. Brunn was not concerned with beating his teammates and said, "We have the potential to do really well, and that's exciting because the best memories I have in golf are not what I did, but team competitions."
Currently, the Frogs are 6 under par, and in 5th place. Play continues through Saturday for the 54-hole tournament total.
TCU's Director of Intercollegiate Athletics, Chris Del Conte, addressed changes of Power 5 sports programs. At the annual town hall meeting Monday, Del Conte announced the new season ticket transfer policy. TCU's new project is to raise $1 million to renovate the Charlie and Marie Lupton Baseball Stadium.
The 2015 baseball season is kicking off with their annual alumni game. First pitch is scheduled this Saturday for 1 p.m. at Lupton Stadium, and admission is free. Fans will have the opportunity to check out the brand new development center, as well as meet the players and run the bases after the game. Some recent faces to the alumni roster include Dylan Fitzgerald, Kevin Crone, and Kansas City Royals pitcher Brendan Finnegan.
Senior Kaitlyn Gray was named the Sun Circuit champion on Sunday. Gray was one of 8 riders chosen to compete and the only rider representing the Big 12. Gray is starting her semester off on the right foot after defeating Arizona State's Gabby Salamone in the finals. TCU's equestrian team will open its spring season Friday against SMU. The hunt seat portion will begin at 10 in the morning in Springtown. The meet will conclude that evening at the Fort Worth Stock Show. The Frogs are ranked number 2 in the nation, behind Baylor. The TCU men's track and field team is now number 23 in the nation.
That's the latest ranking by the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. The rankings come after the Frogs competed in New Mexico's Team Invitational last weekend. Among the team's top performers, junior Sam Watts, who ran a 20.69 in the men's 200 meters. Watts now holds the season's fastest 200-meter time in the world.
Watts took the time out to talk with our Samantha Kaitlyn about the race. Samantha?
Thanks, guys. Well, I'm here with TCU sprinter Sam Watts. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
How are you?
So 20.69, fastest time in the 200 meters, not just locally or nationally, but in the world.
Right.
And you've had a couple days to kind of think about that, but has it really sunk in yet?
No, not really in one word. But I mean, it's been a real tough fall. We've been putting a lot of work in. There's been a lot of changes that I've made. So I mean, I knew I had a good performance in me somewhere, but I just was never expecting that. No.
Yeah. And so last year when you ran in Albuquerque, you came in 6th. How different are you as a runner this year compared to who you were last year?
Well, one of the things we've really been focusing on is just I've been trying to relax a lot more, try and take it all just as a bit more fun, you know. And I mean, last year I was always so focused on, oh, this little aspect of my race isn't good enough, this pit isn't good enough, you know. Maybe I would get a bad start and I'm already. But now I'm really just relaxed and I'm just having fun and, you know. I mean, went to show this weekend, you know, before he was getting into the blocks, me and my roommate, he was in lane 6, and Ronnie Baker was in the lane outside of me. I mean, we was just chatting about just random stuff, really just making each other laugh. And, you know, we're really taking a kind of relaxed approach on it. But, you know, at the same time, we're trying to run fast.
Yeah. So walk me through your last race. From the moment that you took off to when you crossed the finish line, what was going through your mind?
Well, earlier that day, Ronnie had just ran a 6:56 in the 60 meters, and I knew he was going to be in the lane outside of me. And so, visualizing the race in my head, I'm thinking he's going to just go, and I'm going to be left behind. I'm thinking I just got to stay relaxed. I can't get to straining. I've just got to try and close in on him in the last sections of the race. And coming down the back straight, and I was gaining on him, and I'm thinking, this isn't right. Like, I shouldn't be this close to him. And actually overtook him on the top curve. And yeah, I can't really remember the race too much, to be honest. I just tried to stay relaxed, just execute my plan, and yeah, it worked out pretty well for me.
Yeah, it did. And so you are from London. Of all the schools that you could have possibly chosen in the U.S., why TCU?
Actually, I have a friend who also from London. She goes here, Lorraine Nugent. She won the NCAA championship, and really she was when I was looking around at a few different universities and you know, the success she'd had here, and she almost kind of sold it to me with the you know, the coaching staff and, you know, the athletes they have here. So she was really my foot in the door. But I'm so glad I made this choice, obviously.
Yeah. And finally, probably the question that is on everyone's mind, is the Olympics in your future?
Of course. Absolutely, yeah. The dream was obviously London 2012. That didn't work out. But in a way that was good because I think it kind of helped me keep my amateur status, which then allowed me to go here. And so there's obviously a bigger plan, and Rio is now the next Olympics coming up, 2016. And yeah, everything's looking really good right now. I just need to make sure that I stay focused and just look after my body, make sure I don't get injured, and I think I'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time that we have. Thanks so much for joining us,
Thank you.
Sam. It's always fun to meet someone with the same name as you,
Yeah.
Sam and Sam. So, yeah, once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Kaitlyn and Evan, back to you.
That's all we have for you for TCU Sports Now. Thank you for joining us.
To keep up with the latest, visit TCU360.com.